talking about youth adult partnerships. So our presentation is called Moving Beyond Adultism, Creating Effective Youth Adult Partnerships. So we'll be talking about definitions and skills. But I think really what we hope to achieve today is just be able to share with you a model that we've been thinking about a lot for the past couple of years, that has challenged us, that has made us grown. We're looking forward to lots of talking about youth adult partnerships, discussing it, and seeing how it could apply to the programs that you all work with and the CAC as well. Just a little bit about the SIP Center. So we're a capacity building assistance agents center within the Division of Adolescent and Young Adult Medicine. So we focus on kind of training, technical assistance, health communications, to support other agencies and coalitions that are doing work with young people. We developed this presentation specifically actually for HIV service organizations, but kind of has since then adapted it and have used it in many different service settings. So we're excited to share that with you today. So some learning objectives for what we hope to accomplish today is kind of by the end identify a couple of examples of what adultism looks like, have a definition of adultism and then some concrete examples of what that could look like. Talk about the youth adult partnership spectrum, kind of what are levels that agencies are at in terms of how they partner with young people. Talk about some adult ally skills and actually think through some case studies about that. And then kind of at the end, think about, okay, so now what are we going to do with all this information? Are we wanting to apply anything or not to our agencies and coalitions that we're working around? And then we always like to do the work with a social determinants of health framework, kind of always thinking about all the multiple different forces that impact our lives and the lives of young people.
So this is a definition that we utilize, really borrowed from the World Health Organization, right? So social determinants of health are the conditions and circumstances into which people are born, grow, live, work, socialize, and form relationships, and the systems that are in place to deal with health and wellness. Certainly a huge issue when we think about the work of the CAC. And this next slide is just a visualization of the sort of various layers of determinants of health in the way that we like to conceptualize it. So again, the first arguably being sort of who we are, our sort of authentic selves, our sex, our gender, our sexual orientation, our race and ethnicity, things that we're born with that we are sort of, we don't really change necessarily. And then the actual layers of social determinants of health, 2, 3, and 4, correspond with community networks. So the social support that young people, for example, might receive as they think about their reproductive health. Layer 3, the living and working conditions in which young people live their lives, so their ability to access high quality health care, the housing conditions in which they live, their ability to access employment, and then just working conditions. And then that sort of bigger layer, which is the socioeconomics and environment. So, sort of power, privilege, wealth, education, discrimination, where all the isms and obias start to really, both negatively and positively impact the health of young people. So the one thing we sometimes forget to talk about, right, is that social determinants of health are both negative in terms of potentially creating health inequities and disparities within communities, but they also can be incredibly positive, right? Those can be areas in which strong social networks within a community allow communities to be resilient in the face of incredible discrimination, racism, and adultism. So just to kind of put that out there, because I think that's a really important thing as we think about youth and as we think about youth adult partnerships. We'd like you to stand. We're just going to do a quick exercise. We're going to ask you to think about whether you agree, whether you're not sure, or you disagree with the statement being read. We'll ask you just to pause at each point and just think about why you're standing in that place and what it means to look around at your colleagues, and then we'll have some discussion at the end. All right?
And it's over on this side. You can see agree is on this side of the room. If you're not sure about the statement, you can kind of stay towards the middle, and then disagree towards that side of the room.
So first statement, young people should have the same rights as adults. Again, agree, not sure is in the middle, disagree. Are you not sure? Okay. Try to force yourself to go to one of the three. We will challenge you, just go to one of the three. Take a moment, think about where you're standing. Statement In society, I feel that adults don't listen to youth about important decisions.
Amen.
In society, I feel that adults don't listen to youth about, oh, I don't want to run over, okay. Next statement, I feel that adults keep important information from youth. I feel that adults keep important information from youth. Think about where we're standing and what I feel that some adults have negative stereotypes about young people. I feel that some adults have negative stereotypes about young people. All right, lots of consensus. I feel that adults usually have a hard time taking young people seriously just because they're younger. Youth do not need to be involved in running organizations. Youth do not need to be involved in running organizations. Yay, movement. All right, again, think about where you're standing, what that might mean to the work that you do with one another. At least there's not complete consensus on this one. To share their feelings about anything that was uncomfortable, anything that they noticed about it.
I guess I really like the sometimes in the statements because being honest, I'm trying to be honest with myself and realize that although I'm working towards becoming a better ally, in the back of my mind, it's instilled that, you know, because somebody is older or has a degree or, you know, has a certain title in front of their name, they're going to automatically know what's best for all of us. So just being honest with that, I think, was important.
Thank you. Anyone else want to share?
Yeah. There were a couple questions that I would have thought before today, because I have never been asked those questions. I would have said, or would have decided something differently what I decided today. But when I thought about it, my selection today was a lot different from what I would have thought it had been, relationship to working with youth. So that was pretty interesting.
Is struggling between two different beliefs, which is on the one hand to empower youth, to value youth, to embrace and find a way to include youth and youth energy and passion and thinking and needs. And on the other hand, to not devalue adults, to feel that adults have experience and adults have gone to training and school and things that we think are supposed to give you extra knowledge and tools, and that adults have things to offer youth, and to try and marry those things in the right way.
Is the belief system which views adults as the rightful holders of power in society and its institutions. This system controls how youth are treated in all parts of society, as well as interpersonal relationships between adults and youth, and between youth themselves. Any initial thoughts about that?
Me personally, I like talking to my children, you know, from the time they can be able to understand from yes, no, good, bad, it's okay, don't worry, you know, we can do this together. Just try to stay bonded in every aspect we can, from any part of the ism, the adultism.
Just like a lot of other isms, I think it's one where you can say, yes, I'm an adult ally, yes, I think young people have as much equal rights as I do or power as I do, but no matter who you are, no matter how much of an ally you are, there's always going to be some adultism. You're always going to see a young person as less than or lower than you, only because you could say, I've been there, I've done that, so I can tell you something that you don't know. And it's so ingrained in who we are, and it's almost, I like this one. It's almost like a rite of passage. Almost like adults can say, yes, I get to tell you what to do now because I've been through it. Because I was hazed into this just like you're going to get hazed into this too. So it's, yeah, I'm not going to do this. Okay, so anyways, I think that we all have a different place in adultism no matter how much we try to get rid of it. So.
hope for the future.
Okay.
Because I think a lot of times they don't, all they have is their immediacy, the things they see right before them. But in something like this, you give them an opportunity to see beyond where they are. So it's hope for the future and the possibilities that they have that they probably hadn't thought about.
Thank you.
How often do we see programs where we're asking youth for, have them fill out evaluations or questionnaires or input for their own programs that they go to, like youth groups, camps, or kids that are going to these substance abuse programs? They're already outlined for how they should participate, but are we asking them what are they getting out of the program? What are some things that they would like to see? But when we go to our own groups, we always have our own evaluations, questionnaires to make our own groups better, but why can't they have that too?
I think just the benefits for adults is that if you really want to see results, you have to really be able to listen to what youth can accomplish and want to accomplish and want to do, so you're not kind of butting your head against the wall, you're actually implementing results-oriented solutions that work. And then I just another thing that I just keep thinking through is I think it just makes adults just better people. You're being a parent. I'm raising my children, and of course they're little, but it's like you go to an adult for protection. You go to adults. The adults tell you what to do all the time, and at some point, we're gonna kind of push them out into the world and then change the paradigm and say, yeah, but you know what? You have to stick up yourself and talk back if something's not right, and so you're kind of confusing people. But what I'm hopeful is that these types of trainings can really make adults and teachers and realize that they have a responsibility.
What is healthy and what is not healthy, for our youth? Because like we stated earlier, that there are some children that doesn't have that model in their home where they see harmonious, families. So we don't have that. So we have to identify what is healthy and what is unhealthy. Because we all want to be that example. I always have this saying, kids live what they learn. They don't know no better until they go out into the world and find an individual to mentor them to say, oh, there is a better way to do this.
I think young people definitely give your organization a sense of balance. It keeps your organization grounded and it keeps it fresh. I mean, it really, those are the three biggest things I think that are important about having the youth voice as part of your organization, and to have a really youthful spirit. It really just keeps the balance in the organization going. So.
And their enthusiasm is very original. And it's transmitted to us and adults, and we want to work with them, and we have dreams as them. And I don't know, they're just original.
To know that an adult wants to listen to what you have to say and take in your opinion and your inputs, it allows the youth to open up a bit more, because youth, they really are sheltered, and once you give them the opportunity to express themselves, once it pops, they won't stop, so they'll just keep popping out their opinions, and it's really a sense of comfort.
Reflection on their end of adults never listen to me, they never pay attention to what I say, they don't take me seriously. This can open up that door to help them with their own personal biases towards adults, so the other way as well.
To know that an adult wants to listen to what you have to say and take in your opinion and your inputs, it allows the youth to open up a bit more, because youth, they really are sheltered, and once you give them the opportunity to express themselves, once it pops, they won't stop, so they'll just keep popping out their opinions, and it's really a sense of comfort.
One last one.
I think for any youth that may feel disenfranchised by adults,
This could open the door to sort of fix that relationship as well, whereas now youth are given power directly from adults, and so any reflection on their end of adults never listen to me, they never pay attention to what I say, they don't take me seriously, this could open up that door to help them with their own personal biases towards adults, so the other way as well.
Thinking about I liked what was said before about giving a space on the agenda for the youth to be involved. And I think that to go even further than that, during that training would be a great time for the youth to actually plan something to present. So it's not just, like you said, not just asking, what do you have to contribute? Because they may not have a sense of everything going on and be able to contribute in a meaningful way. So having something that they feel excited to present can be a great starting point for them, the staff, to come in and engage with the.
I think another part to this with the youth is also thinking about how you continue to do intentional reflection with the youth, you know, after the meeting. You know, how do you feel? What are you thinking? Are there, you know, is there language that was a little bit daunting? You know, what is it? How else do you see your level of engagement? You know, what other things are you interested in maybe recommending or presenting or suggesting for, you know, the next round? So just, you know, thinking about these mindful conversations with the youth to continue to engage them and not intimidate them.
In our own organizations that are outside of the CAC, but we are a coalition. And how might we do that? I know that the Youth and Young Adult Working Group is grappling with this, and it is something that the overall CAC needs to and is grappling with, and perhaps is not grappling with.